Welcome to episode. This is episode 7.
7? Yeah.
Yeah, damn. I'm kind of deep now. Episode 7 of the Black Suburban Boys. My name is Jay. I edit the podcast, and I like tech stuff.
My name's Carl. I'm a professional wrestler. Go by Prince Alexander. I've been wrestling for about 2 years now. And I'm just living my life, just trying to get better and better every day.
Chris, co-host of the podcast.
All right. So we are now, what's today's date? The 20, no, it's the 3rd of March.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been like a good 8 days of Russia and Ukraine and like them fighting. And like I kind of want to pay attention more. Like on our last episode, I mentioned it and like was kind of brief, but like I didn't think it was gonna get this bad this quick. Like I didn't know it was gonna be like them really dropping bombs on them like that. Them like you'll see things on like the fact that you're seeing things on CNN and Fox News and stuff like that. Yeah, it's big, but like I'm also watching it in like on India. They have I'm watching their news networks. It's called India Today, and then I'm watching this other one called DW. It's a German news network.
You in there?
Yeah, bro. Cause like I feel like if I'm gonna just listen to America's programming,
because they be twisting shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to listen to us, and I don't want to listen to anywhere else. I'm gonna listen to India's because India is an ally with Russia. Like they're in close ties like this.
Because you just get ours. You can't just get one perspective on it. You have to get like everyone.
You got to go around the table. And so I'm hearing from India today that even like, and so India, they when it came to a vote involving NATO and the other countries, because I don't think India is part of NATO. And then also I said like what I thought NATO meant. I was completely wrong, and I still don't. I forgot what it meant again, but what I said last episode I was wrong. But
Want to look it up real quick?
Yeah, I can. But yeah, they had a meeting in India like about basically whether or not Russia was pretty much whether or not they were wrong for going into Ukraine. And most of the countries voted against Russia, saying that they're wrong. And India was India and China, those two, they were voted to go neutral. And then Russia obviously, I think they vetoed because I mean they're Russia, they're not going to vote against themselves. And so, but yeah.
But I saw Putin. He didn't go into grave detail about what he was talking about. He just scratched, like just talked about it a little bit. But I think he was either Trump or Trump or Biden. But he was trying to like come to some. I think try to like be like allies or
Like something peaceful?
like some type of peaceful thing.
Back whenever Trump was in
It
office.
was like not Trump, because knowing Trump would have probably been peaceful with them or whatever. But I forgot which person he said it was, but because Putin, how long has he been president? Because they don't have like have it to like where like ours is to where like they changed the president out every 4 years.
I think he's been in power for like 20 some odd years.
Okay, so it might have been like a president like way
Before
like Trump and Biden then. But they were like trying to come to some agreement, but we denied them of like being some type of like peaceful thing with them or whatever. I think he was just saying that and how like it really all started because of that. But still, he hasn't really gone into great detail about it. He just spoke about it briefly.
So, from what I'm like, one of the things like what NATO is called, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's basically an alliance between a bunch of European countries, America, and some other country. But they basically made it after World War II.
Yep.
And it's basically like trying to like, in case anything does happen again, like, you know, we're gonna back each other up. like the whole thing, because America didn't get into World War II until Pearl Harbor, whenever Japan bombed us.
Yeah.
Just so like we can back up people, or like in case like something does pop off, we got backup. We're gonna do things for each other, and on top of that, they also like are on top of like problems in the world, like as far as what's it called again? Global warming, all that other BS.
Yeah.
Well, not BS. That is, I think it's real at least. But all that other stuff. But
What I'm hearing about Russia too is that Russia, they have power.
oh no, Russia is a superpower. That they're legit. But I mean, a lot of people say they're so powerful because they have 5,000 nukes, or not 5,000, but they have the most nukes. But at the end of the day, like you can have the most nukes, but you're just blowing. That's not power. I think they have a big army too.
Because from what I've heard, they have way more power than, well, not way more, but at least a good amount more than us.
I don't.
But then again, it's like we don't really like. I'm not sure like if they like tell, because I don't really think it's like a good idea to tell like just give out like the whole information about.
Yeah, you're not gonna know exactly what's going on. That's what I like getting to these conversations.
Because it's just like you're just letting like the enemy know.
Yeah,
like, how much power that you have. Like I don't feel like it's like a good idea to just let all that out. Especially let like everybody just know about it.
People like us, we're not gonna know exactly what's going on, but we've always been like in reality. Like all these countries, even though we're like linked up like that, we got spies in every country. Like all these countries got people in each other's governments just to try to figure out what's going on.
Because like. It's like we can easily like just turn on each other just like that.
Yes. So
I don't blame them for having spies.
And then it's something as sensitive as like a nuke. That's at that point you're. The problem with the nuke is once it not only blows up the city and like killing a bunch of people, obliterating the land. On top of that, it's radioactive.
I was just about to say that it's radioactive and it's not gonna be.
It's not habitable afterwards. Yeah, you can't have nobody go there. So you can have all the nukes in the world, but at the same time, like, at what cost are you willing to use it? Because if they really do pull off a nuke on whoever they want to do, as soon as they fire it off, it could get intercepted. It's game over. Like then all hell breaks loose, and who would want that? And from what I'm hearing, Putin is fucked up in the head too. So like he's like saying stuff to himself. He's like like how the president has a cabinet and those are people that are like people
his inner circle.
Yeah, his inner circle. Yeah. He's like closing people out. He doesn't want to speak to people. And as far as information he gets in, it's more just from what his close circle is saying. Yeah. And but so
he has been in office for like 20 years, so I'm pretty sure he's been dealing with a whole lot of shit he pretty much doesn't want to deal with.
But he's in. So also from what I've heard, he's been in power that long because I think he put things in place to where he doesn't get out of power. So he's a dictator at that point.
Damn.
Yeah, and so I just think he's starting to get a little crazy, almost like Hitler mode, and like.
He's starting to get crazy.
Yeah. So him going in Ukraine, like I said last episode, was more of a move because Ukraine's been wanting to join. So they've been wanting to join NATO. But it's been like complications between, I guess, Russia because they're closer to Russia.
I think that's what it was. There was something about they wanted to join something of ours, but we said no.
We said no.
For what he said, we said no.
This is back in the 20 years ago.
Oh, this is in 2008.
2008.
Yes, and what's it called again? I think they at the time they were trying to join NATO, and I think there were still tensions going on. And at the time, I don't think we could.
Yeah, because as soon as you said NATO, that like clicked. Because I remember him saying something about NATO.
And so I just think at the time there was other. I don't think Ukraine was as much as a priority than some other places or stuff going on in the world at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, and I should probably look into that, but I will let next episode. What's it called again? Damn, I just went blank. Shit. But yeah, so Ukraine wanted to join NATO.
Okay.
We said no in 2008, and then fast forward to now. I think I don't know if things were getting close to them joining NATO or not, but at the same time, once Ukraine becomes part of NATO,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like they're going to have to station lots of army stuff, like there's like military is going to be it's going to be a big military place because that neutrality between NATO and Russia
Yeah.
is no longer there. At that point, NATO's literally right there at Russia's doorstep. And so in that once Ukraine is pushed a part of NATO, they might not say, "Oh, we're not going to be putting nukes or anything together." They're definitely going to be putting nukes in Ukraine, and Russia's got a nuke right there at their doorstep, basically. And vice versa. Russia wanted Ukraine to be theirs because, like, they wanted it to be theirs, but not really theirs. Like, they're going to be their own independent country with their own president, but the president was going to be a puppet president, basically listening to whatever Russia wanted them to do. And so, Ukraine, they had like a whole revolution. They got rid of the president that was that before, and now they got this other dude. He's like a real popular guy. Apparently, he played in movies too. Like, he was an actor apparently, but
And just a real stand-up guy.
Yeah, no, like he's like and then he looks like he's young. Like, at least he's got to be his late 30s. He there's no way he's 40. He looks like he's a real young dude. So like it's like apparently they did a poll in Ukraine. 93% of people liked him or like were happy with him, Russia doesn't want any of that. They want Ukraine to be their own, basically like an extension to Russia, like their family. And so Putin is putting out basically it's a special military operation to free them from or denazification. So basically like demilitarizing them, get rid of their military, and then put things back into the way it used to be. And so that's the way they're broadcasting it in Russia. I'm not too sure about like China or other places, but whenever the rest of the world is protesting it and people in Russia are protesting the war, that's whenever you know it's a problem. That's whenever you know it's like there's something messed up going on in Russia. I don't know what's gonna happen from it because he's already put up an alert about using nuclear weapons, and it's like on a scale from 1 to 5, and we're at a 3 right now. So
3. Who we gonna bomb first?
Nah, bro, I'm not trying to have anybody bomb.
You right. I'm just saying, like, who would you think you would bomb first?
My guess would be Ukraine or something like that.
I would think Ukraine too. I mean, like, that would make the most sense. But at the same time, if you want Ukraine, then why bomb it?
And like
there's
that,
about to be radiation.
And that's the thing. Yeah, I feel like if they were to launch one, they're definitely going to be ready to launch multiple. That's why Cuba is like nobody can go to Cuba because Cuba and Russia are linked up like that. They got nukes in Cuba too to fire towards Miami, Florida, like all that. So it's like, I don't know, bro. It's scary. I feel like, and I go on social media and stuff, like on Instagram, I see like a bunch of memes about it and stuff, like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get drafted for the war or something like that because my KD ratio, or like, like the little jokes and stuff. But like, it's funny, but at the same time, it's not funny because I don't feel like we really realize how close we are to being in World War III.
From the outside looking in, I haven't really. I think that's the crazy part. I haven't really like looked into it that much and stuff like that because it's been like 6 days since we talked about this.
I think we're on the 8th day now.
8 days. Well, it's been like 8 days since we talked about it and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And like, it's like, I don't even really think about it like that.
Mhm.
Like, somebody told me like, nah, you can high key get drafted, dog. I was like, really? I said, yeah, you're a middle child. It's not like you're the youngest.
Oh, for real? They do it like that?
Yeah, if you're the youngest child or something like that, you don't get drafted. I
What,
think
isn't
that's
there a
what they
thing like
said.
if you're like the only son, they won't do that too?
That too.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
I'm joking, but
Oh, so I guess that's what it is. If you're the only child or something like that,
only one like to carry the last name.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you'll get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's 3 boys.
Damn.
So,
So
you
we're
know,
gonna have to fight it out.
how to fight it out. So you just don't realize. I would think with a big. I don't even think about it because we got a big old military.
hmm
So I just be like, ain't no way we're gonna draft. But you know, you never know.
We got a big military, but so if we were to get in a war, you know, NATO would link up with
Yeah.
us. Well, Russia's got China, and I don't know if India would help them out, but India too, and those are the most populated.
I was just about to say, how big is Russia? Because I know they got over 1 billion.
Nah, Russia's actually kind of small.
Is it really?
Yeah, Russia doesn't have.
China's the main one.
China's the billion?
Yes, let me go and look it up. But Russia actually has a really small population.
I know India got 1 billion.
Yeah,
For a fact.
Yeah, India and Russia are and China are the most populated countries in the world.
What are we like?
In India, they have their own war dealing with their own people too.
I mean, shit, it's 1 billion of them
so
motherfuckers.
and yeah, China, don't they have like some issues going on too? Like
At least with India, I don't know how they get these fucking weapons, but I've just seen people with just rocket launchers and AKs in the street blowing shit up.
Jeez, China population.
In China?
Yeah, okay, so
Like
China's
rocket
at,
launches in China?
Not in India.
India? Oh yeah.
damn, I thought China had more, but they got 1.4 billion. India's got 1.3, so they make up 3 billion of the world's population.
But the thing about, like, say China, for instance, like, people down there are, like, I want to say, like, more on the, close to, like, more of the fit side.
Like more athletic?
I would assume so. Because, like, if you take, look, like, America, for instance, like,
We some fat fucks.
we are fat as hell.
We're out of shape and stuff.
So much people
diabetes.
in, like, especially with, like, yeah, that, and then
Jack in the Box.
us trying to, like,
Yeah, must be going hard.
yeah, us trying to, like, make it to where it's okay to be, like, overly big.
Oh, you saying we
And-
soft? Which
Yes,
we are. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. We are.
because we're getting to a point where, like, we're just trying to make everything
Everybody can be happy
seem. Yeah, everybody's just trying to, like, be happy
with
in
who
their
you
own body.
are and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And you know, I feel like that's not something that we pushed as like the government, because they still have things in place to deny being transgender and like nothing against people who are like all
But
that.
at the same time, it's more of, I think it's the people's fault, like America's people.
It's the people's fault, but I think it's because
like, if we're the ones telling them to, like, do this shit, because we're pushing it.
mm-hmm.
Because, like, even with, I don't even know why it got passed now, because it should have been passed, like, way before.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, lynching is
It's still
it's called a hate crime now.
Oh, it's just now called a hate crime?
Yeah, they just now, like, passed it as a bill, like, for it being a hate crime.
Like lynching somebody's neck and hanging them? You talking about that kind of lynching?
Yeah,
But I think,
That's a hate crime?
yeah, they labeled it as a hate crime now.
you know how they used to hang us from trees?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
lynching?
so
That's not murder?
Well, no, it's murder, but
It's
like
murder, but-
being a hate crime, isn't it? Like even worse than I think it's like a stack onto murder,
Yeah.
like so like basically they can go to jail for murder, but then it wouldn't be charged as a hate crime.
It's
So,
like beating up
it'd be
somebody
added
for, like,
on.
yeah, it's like beating up somebody for being gay.
That's
Kinda
a hate
like,
crime.
that's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Or killing them, that would be a hate crime.
So it has hateful intent included with it. It's not just bro. You know the justice system's weird. You know how it is, but so now it's just now been passed as a hate crime. Like it wasn't seen as as hate. It was just seen as like, oh, you murdered the person, which is still bad, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm following. At first, I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's, bro. To me, I'll never understand the justice system.
I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm supposed to be okay with that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I feel I don't think we should be. I don't even think lynching should be a thing, but at the same time, yeah.
You lynch somebody, that's 100% first degree murder.
Because I don't understand 100%. How like all these years and then now they want to just
400 years, not just even
label
plus.
it as a hate crime.
Yeah,
it's kind of too late on me. I don't see too many niggas just hanging around trees for y'all to call it a hate crime.
I think they killed someone recently. They lynched him, and that's why. Like, wasn't it?
I had no idea they killed somebody.
Well,
by lynching them.
That's what I'm saying.
I think lynching is like let me be correct. The definition of the first thing that pops up is simp. Okay, so to kill somebody in a mob is basically lynching. It's not to be hung. So that you remember old dude that was chased down and like shot for stealing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was considered a lynch. And so like I guess
I'm following.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
But yeah.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, no. Even then, like, I don't know, bro.
So wouldn't it just be considered like them jumping them? If it was just like that, like what you just said, like them following somebody and like beat them up or like shooting them.
So here's the thing. Maybe it could play into now, like like kids in high school and like let's say like they go and jump a kid because like he's this or that.
I was about to say it has to be like a reason why.
Yeah, you're right.
He's gay, so we're gonna beat him up. Mm-hmm. That's 100% hate crime right
so
there.
That could be viewed as a lynching, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, that's a lynching.
And so now they could be charged for murder and hate and like all those people. So not even maybe it couldn't. Maybe it's not one, but like only one person's charged with the murder or something, but everybody's gonna get charged with the hate crime or something. Somebody like a bystander will be charged with it too. Cause
how does that work? Are they going to split it to where like, say if like this were to like happen to like someone who's like 20 and like a whole bunch of like 20 years of jumping or some shit, and they all go to prison? Are they going to split it to where like each of them get like a few years, or are they going to get like their own?
I think they all supposed to get like the a maximum term or it's just however they determine it. However the court is decided or the jury decides it, they all get their own little individual thing, I'm sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, how do we get to that?
Russia. Yeah, we was talking about Russia, wasn't we?
Oh yeah, because I was talking about how we're soft, basically.
Oh yeah.
We are. I mean, like and like. You be seeing things on China like they be raising them from kids to be soldiers, and then us
it's
like
just that
Russia too.
Because they're big. China's big on discipline, and like having their kid like go through like one, like following one direction, whether it be like them being a doctor or like whatever whatever their parents want them to be.
They super strict. I ain't gonna lie. They give them like a. I heard. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you know what? Their school system. That's what it is. Because they basically live in their schools.
Yeah.
Hell no.
What is it? Terrible. They give them like a test when they're young.
To see who they're gonna be, like determine their path.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because they're in school 6 days out of the week, I think.
Not gonna lie. And most of us Americans, we would probably fill that thing and be some farmers. I mean, shit.
That's crazy.
Because
is you a farmer or you a business person?
It's crazy. But at the same time, it's like...
But, that's how they got high test scores, because most of the people that they send out, that they give the information and stats to, are the people that pass those tests. And
so they're literally set for that path their whole life. So that's why. So
just imagine if because it's a billion of them. I'm like, bro, it's like over a billion of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, bro, ain't no way their test score is supposed to be this high. I was like they.
No, those niggas are smart.
I personally feel like it's like
But I feel it would be.
It's what they sending out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they're only
Yeah.
Like the foreign people, like they like imagine if they had the foreign people in school too, or
them
quote
grades
unquote
gonna
the
be,
dumb niggas, right?
They're
Them
not
grades
gonna be the same.
grades ain't gonna be the same. Like imagine if we did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have foreign people over here.
Mm-hmm.
We have the smart people in America, and we
It's
send our
gonna
test.
mix. It's gonna the scores are gonna average down compared to
At
having.
the same time, I feel like it would be hard for you not to like try and like do something if you were in school 6 days out of the week.
Well, you get burnt out.
No, they have sessions like you do work for like it. I think it was like in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You eat. You go back to like you have a study session. You go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up, go eat, and then they repeat the process. It's kind of how it is. 6 days out. I think, and they only see their parents once a week.
Damn, once a week, and they live at school.
Man, that shit ain't strict. That shit
Because
torture.
they have their own beds and everything.
They're over there in dorms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit torture. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, if that's how you raise, that's how you raise. I ain't gonna talk about nobody culture like that. If that's how you raise, that's how you raise. But you know,
I heard China ain't it, and then I also heard that they definitely don't like black people.
Oh yeah.
I heard like the way they treat us over there is terrible.
No, I told you about that. I forgot what NBA team it was, but as soon as all of them got on the bus, there's a whole bunch of Asians out there just screaming the N word at them, the hard R.
what's his name? Chauncey Billups was talking. No. Stephon Marbury. They both light skinned, bald headed. But what's his name? Marbury. He was like, man, I ain't never going back. I mean, he was selling his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he was like, "That's the only reason why I was there. I was selling."
Now,
my
granted,
shoes.
it's probably just like a certain part of China that's like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't never say for
you
the
can't
whole
just like
people.
put
But
that all on China people, but at the same time,
You ain't lying.
it's a bad look.
Mhm.
It's a bad look for sure.
I mean, it's the same thing with the United States. It's a bunch of people, you know.
But at the same time, I feel like we do it the best, probably. Besides being like an
Yeah.
African country, like some people talk about, like, oh, like we have these issues. Like if you were to go to another country, you're gonna face those same issues. It's a worldwide problem that needs to be fixed. Yeah, but I don't think you'd want to be at over here, over there, where it's like even worse. Like they're 10 years behind as far as discrimination.
I feel like it's more than 10,
Yeah.
low key. Well,
Because there's not many like different cultures living in China. At least I don't think it's just really one. I mean, you might find like random, white or black people there
Mm-hmm.
just living, but America's just like it just has so much.
I think us and UK,
Mm-hmm.
I think we the only ones that's really, really like that. If that makes
the
sense.
most diverse country.
Because India is like India.
Mm-hmm.
China is just China. Japan mostly just Japan. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if black people are. I don't think Japan's is that bad as China is with the whole black people thing. Because some black people live in.
no. We live in Japan.
I think it's more fear Japan has over than
They're
what
scared of
China
us.
has. Kinda.
Well,
Cause I saw that. I don't know if y'all saw that video of that one black dude who had that Iron Man mask on, and then he took it
Oh
off.
yeah, that's great. Oh
That might have been China or Japan. I don't know. I don't know which one it was. And like North Korea is the same thing. I think it's just mainly like Koreans there as well.
It's more of their culture. They're like America is based off of like
'Cause
multiple cultures.
Like we take all that in. Like America's more of like bringing
Everybody.
all that together.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly
In a sense.
everybody's welcome.
Well, that's what they say. But
But we got a wall
Yeah.
down south, and then you can just go to Canada.
I don't know. Like
No. But
I don't get why like America's
Ain't that shit weird
they
though?
hate.
Yeah.
They hate. Man, I don't know why they hate Mexicans so much too.
Ain't that shit weird though?
they don't like to see that darker skin, bro.
I was about to say,
It's
ain't
like
got no wall.
we
to the
built
white people.
like we built this shit. And like I don't know why white Americans think like America is just supposed to be strictly white. Well, them niggas invaded this land. There was
Because
colored
Native
people on it.
Americans first, yeah. It's and then on top of that, like
There's so much of them now too.
The Hispanics, they have the second largest population in America over Caucasian. Because I don't know, you say Caucasian, they could be from who knows where. But I think that was the main issues. The Hispanic population was growing rapidly compared to the Caucasian population. And so they wanted to...
There was that, and them talking about stealing our jobs.
Yeah, I mean, they're hard workers.
Yeah, most of them niggas who have jobs suck at it, or like they just don't want to work.
And then Hispanics, they work. They're close to. I don't know how most Hispanic families and stuff do it, but from what I see and hear, they're very family based. They hire their own people. They keep each other close, and so I mean,
because that's what. I think that's a problem that white and black people have. Like we're not close.
Very
family
competitive
close.
with each other.
Yeah.
I feel like black people have that problem a lot.
Hard,
we need to fix
bro.
that. Yeah.
Man,
I not even feel like, I mean, we know this, and like it's just like if you say it a certain way, people will get mad. But like that's the truth. We need to learn that.
I always ask one of my friends. I was like, yo, like one of my people who's making some money. And I was like, hey, yo, I need to follow over here. He's like, bro, you dick riding. I said, how am I dick riding? I was like, white people don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, just, like, white people don't act like that. Like, I remember, white people, like, legit, like, when I see them, when they see somebody successful, they'll cling on to them, type shit, if that makes sense. Like, they always be like, hey, yo, like, what they call it, like a mentor. Like, hey, yo, I want to learn from you, this and this and this and this and this. White people, sometimes we have a stubbornness. Like, let's say if we had how would y'all feel if there was another pod that was
Just
doing successful? How would y'all feel about us asking more information on how we would
get more, get more out there and stuff, get bigger. And
how would y'all feel about that?
Like,
just off the bat. Now, granted, we on camera, like, you know what I'm saying, we'll be like we'll shout them out, hey yo, support these people over here. But how would y'all feel if you had to take our pride and be like, hey yo, we're over here. How can we?
I
mean, I don't feel there's nothing bad with that. That's how that's how you grow. You got to collab with other people. So
I've been hearing that whole dick riding shit a lot now recently too. Is what I'm realizing that a whole lot of niggas.
But who's saying that? Like more us or like? Just like a certain group of people, a certain crowd.
I don't understand how like niggas are just this fucking delusional. Like people want you to like, oh, because I hear people complain about how like nobody's like there for them when they're like at their lowest or like when they're like when they succeed, everybody's there for them and shit. But once you like try to like do that, try to boost them up or whatever, a whole like group of people just come out of nowhere and be like, oh yeah, you dick riding, you on their dick. Well, a bunch of other weird shit.
Those are people in the comments that are like those. That's the audience, and they don't know you, so you gotta blindside that. I feel like one.
It's like it could be like some simple like some simple shit. You could tell somebody good job, and that's it. And like some random ass nigga will come out of nowhere and be like, oh yeah, this nigga dick riding.
But I hear that all the time. I'll be like, yo,
I think it's kids. I think it's like it be kids and like some I don't know, if you're like over the age of 20 and still doing that shit, you a loser for real.
You really are a loser. I'd be like, yo, we all want to be successful. We all want. Be honest, like let's be honest. If you saw a nigga making 6 figures, we all want what that nigga got. So if I'm over there, dick riding, the 6-figure dude, it's not because I'm dick riding because he got 6 figures. I'm dick riding because because I want what he got.
And you're not even dick riding. You're
just like
you're looking for for information on how to get there too. That's what. So
like,
is seeking help dick riding?
Yeah, basically in this generation now, they was gonna call you dick riding for the most simplest things. It's crazy.
I think that's just people that.
It's like we're the most softest bullies I've ever seen. It's like it's just dumb. it's like we can't support each other at all now. And if we do, at the same time, granted, like I don't care. Like you could call me a dig rider forever, like whatever. Like I'm gonna still support this dude who I'm gonna listen to. And like just keep it pushing. Like I don't, cause like granted, like these people they dig ride probably like somebody else.
Quick.
Yeah, quick.
But when it comes to someone they know or someone
like someone probably they hate or jealous of, like they instantly just go to oh yeah, you dig riding. But I don't know.
So I was talking with my stepdad about the pod today, and he was asking me like how I'm getting it out there to people, because I haven't been on my shit at all. I haven't been putting anything on it, but like other than that, I have only been doing Snapchat and Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
And like the way I put it out, it only goes to people that follow me, or people who follow me, or like close people.
Yeah.
And the thing about people who are close to you, they know you and they see you for what, like your past, like all the things that you've done in your past, and you're obviously always still growing, and we're so young, so there's still stuff that we're learning and trying to build. And so they'll see you and they'll be like, oh, that was so and so from high school, he doesn't know much or whatever, like why would I watch their podcast? Like, well, they're not doing anything, they're not big, like why would I watch their podcast?
Yeah.
But you got to reach out to people who don't know you, because they'll see your stuff fresh for like basically new eyes. They've never seen you before. They don't know your past. They just know what content that you're putting out. Like if you're putting out something good, they'll come back for more. They won't be influenced by anything that happened in your past. They won't look at anything that happened in the past. Almost like I told you earlier with my sister. She posted something, like it was like a nice calming post, but I know my sister's like goofy and funny like me. So whenever I see her like doing a calm post, all I can imagine is my sister like saying something goofy. So I see this. It's a good like calm post, but at the same time I know my sister, and I'm seeing her other, like I can
other side?
Yeah, I can
mean.
hear it in her voice.
Yeah.
So that's and I love my sister, and I'm always gonna watch her stuff. But imagine like somebody that's a hater, or someone that's known you from school, and they're gonna see all the stuff from your past, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm not watching that. I know that. I can see through that. That's why you got to go for people who don't know you, because they really don't know your past. They don't know anything. And so from there, like you put out your product to people who don't know you, they'll see it freshly. They'll see it nude, like nothing. They'll or not nothing. They'll see it brand spanking new.
I know what you mean.
And so that's why it's important for us to start reaching out to people who don't know us. And that same thing goes out for regular people who aren't doing stuff like this. Like if they're looking for a mentor, looking for somebody for help, or somebody with money, it's maybe not good to go to a family member or somebody that you've known for a while, because they're looking at you towards your past. They know your past. They know what you've done. Rather to go into someone new, going to like an investor or somebody like that, or going to a new mentor that doesn't know you. Yeah. They might be able to see what you're capable of just by seeing this first presentation of you, instead of seeing the complete past, knowing your complete past. So don't be so quick to judge that person that knows you. That don't be so quick to be hateful or call them a dick rider, or see people going for other people that they don't know but that is powerful, calling them a dick rider, because they gotta like you gotta get your stuff from somewhere. You gotta stretch yourself out somewhere. So I don't know. You like
it can be like that, especially with wrestling. Like what you said. With people that know my past, everybody know me. Like I used to be like a class clown, one of the goofiest people in high school. So when I show all my stuff, and especially with my pro wrestling and stuff like that, or even when I tell people my ideas of what I want to do and stuff like that, they be like, Carl, I don't know about that. Or I would do it like this. Or even when I say I want to put like actual money into like some stocks and stuff like that, or even when I say I want I want to use my expenses some kind of way, and everybody always be like, man, I do it this way because I gotta do it for the cheap and stuff like this. Like everybody always trying to brag about how cheap they are,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand we all trying to save money,
Mm-hmm.
but the only reason why we gotta be cheap
Mm-hmm.
is because we broke.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I'm trying to expand myself as much as I can. If I gotta spend money, I gotta spend money,
Mm-hmm.
and I ain't gotta. I'm tired of hearing so much negative about
Mm-hmm.
money all the time, especially when it comes to like. Now, granted, when it comes to some of my friends, some don't understand me,
Mm-hmm.
but it's becoming like real crazy. Like if I start mentioning stuff to some of my friends, I know they're gonna be like, man, I don't know about that, Carl, because they know me from my past, and sometimes it just get frustrating. That's why I be like, man, I just gotta talk to different people
Mm-hmm.
that really don't even know me like that.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes you just gotta, or you just have to do it.
Yeah.
And either make that mistake, fall, or whatever. Do. But at the same time, you did it, you experienced it, and you can learn from that mistake, and maybe something great can happen from it, and then they'll look at you and be like, oh shit, you really doing it, Carl, or whatever. Like, so it's like sometimes you just gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did with the podcast. I had no idea how it was gonna work, and fuck it, I just started. We're nowhere now, but I guarantee you, if I keep it up for a year or two, something will come from it. So it's just you got to put time into things. Sometimes you can't really you can't. Yeah, you got to put time.
How many people tried to stop you from potting? Because I know there was like 4 people
And it's
that I
more
will
of,
not name.
yeah, it's more of like them trying to like oh, like it's gonna take up a lot of your time, like you're putting a lot of money into it, and like what are you getting from it and stuff. But it's like it's what I want to do, so it's like I just gotta. I don't even know, like.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Whenever we were getting started,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still hearing that now because I don't know. They're just like the people I'm hearing it from. They're just mainly worried about if we're making any money from doing it right off the bat, but like the thing is though, they don't understand like the process of like knowing how this stuff works, and like not knowing how to like put be out there and put it on the internet because they don't really be on the internet like that.
Mm-mm.
Or like understand how it works and how like
it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time.
Look at it like this: we went to school for 18 years, and how much money did we get from it?
That damn drop.
I'm in debt because of school. And I mean, like, I have a job. I mean, and at the same time, I went to a school for half a semester and got kicked out. So like, and I still had to spend money, and at the same time, so now I'm in debt. Like, so I feel like money will come.
Yeah.
As long as you're good at what you do, and like, or you love what you're doing, and people will come for that product.
Mm-hmm.
That product being
whatever.
Yeah, you could be working on cars, like I don't know, whatever your craft is, whatever it is that you like doing. If you get good at it, you're gonna get money. You're gonna get money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine if you enjoy what you do and you're good at it. Like it's the best of both worlds, and eventually money's gonna come from it. So like, and there's gonna have to be, but at the same time, in order to get good at something, you got to put some time into it. And so that's why I know, like, it's gonna be, this is my baby for right now. I'm gonna have to fucking milk it, change the diapers of trying to figure out how to work shit and all that stuff. Like it's annoying to try to set up this stuff all the time sometimes, or like prepping for the day, trying to figure out what is going on in the world, and then come down and sit down and talk about it for an hour or 2 hours. But like, I do enjoy, once I do it, I do enjoy like getting on my computer and like messing with things, try to figure out how to edit, do that. Like, and I've only been doing it for, what are we in, March? So a month, 2 months in a week I've been doing this.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm not expecting money anytime soon. I'm just doing this for my personal enjoyment. I'm doing it to sit down with people that I love and just talk. And so that's why I at the same time I can talk to people I know about it and stuff, and want them to put their input, want them to go tune into the podcast. I put it out to on Snapchat and my story for people to come and see, and like out of a large percentage of views, I get probably less than not even 5% of those people come back and actually sit down and watch one of my episodes.
I was about to say 5% too.
So like
I got like 150. That's a lie. 115. That view my stuff. I guarantee you probably about 2 or 3 probably watches.
So like it's gonna take us time, and we have to learn on how to get this out to people, and we're still learning. We're now learning that these people that do know us aren't the people we need to be bringing it out to. So now I know I'm gonna have to stretch it out to people who don't know me. I'm gonna have to put out a better presentation. I need to start being more accountable and actually getting the videos out there. I have a bunch of videos sitting on a hard drive that I need to get fully edited, and so like it's gonna take time, and I'm not worried about that. So whenever somebody asks, "Where's the money from this? Where is it coming?" I'm gonna tell them I've got no money. In fact, I've spent money, so I guess I'm losing money because of the podcast. But at the same time, I enjoy what I'm doing, so I'll gladly spend the money that I earn for this podcast, because I know in the long run, God is gonna grant me with something from it, and I'm gonna enjoy what I'm doing. So I'm not gonna worry about what people have to say, and that's the same thing with everybody else with what they enjoy. They got to figure out they got to understand it's gonna take some time before some money comes in for what you enjoy. It's not gonna just come like that.
Yeah, especially when they say you dick riding somebody else because they're doing another pod.
Yes.
Like, oh, you just doing that because they're doing a pod. Like, no, we're doing this because we enjoy
this, and this is
what I mean? Like,
this was something I wanted to do for a minute. Like, I wanted to do a pod for like the minute I started listening to pods. I'd be like, man, I could talk to my friends or something. If like,
I've been saying
there's people saying that.
Like
I didn't even know people were saying that.
They act like I've heard 2. I'm not even gonna mention their names. I know 2 for a fact because they told me. Man, y'all just dick riding.
Yeah, I mentioned them when we turn this shit off.
I got you. I'll mention them when we turn it off.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, y'all just really dick riding because they doing a pod now. Or I'm like, bro, like what?
No, like this is and I now have an idea of who they might be thinking that we're doing a pod because they're doing a pod or something. But like I had the idea. I told you about the idea of doing a pod before. I think
we all wanted to do this shit for like a minute.
This was
even
like
before we even came together.
You brought up the idea, and I was like, okay, cool, let's get this shit popping.
Yeah,
and like I don't know. I remember I think the first person I told I wanted to do a pod. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it was my girlfriend. I think, I guess probably was my girlfriend first. But I think I told my dad first, and he's like, "Yeah, you should just do it."
Shit, I was in high school. I was talking to some of my friends in high school. We were all talking about doing the podcast too.
Yeah, like everybody wants to sit down with their friend, like to talk, have a video about it, post it out there, and make some money from it. That sounds great. But at the end of the day, you got to figure out how to get that video out there. Yeah, you got to figure out how to edit the podcast. You got to figure out what software you want to use. You got to figure out where you want to post it. You got to figure out all types of shit. Yeah, that's not something. I could just do.
Yeah, so you have to learn about all this shit.
Yes. So for someone to say some shit like that,
I don't know. This is like
you gotta let that shit just go.
Sound like smooth brain idiots.
Yes, you gotta let it go because it's easy for somebody to just talk out their ass. It really is.
So. It just motivated me for me to like okay, now I gotta be
hearing that shit just lets me know that these niggas like they're either afraid to do some shit like this or like they just.
I think it's the first one. A lot of people are afraid and they're scared of what other people will think too. Yeah. They're scared of they're gonna get some backlash.
It's just that hate that they might receive or like probably be made fun of or like that embarrassment that comes with it at first.
Yeah, but that comes with life. Yeah. You gotta get embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like you have to be, I guess, ready to fail.
Yes.
You should be there. Like my first year of wrestling, I was getting clowned hard. Mm-hmm. Like, dog, you wrestling? LOL. What you trying to do? WWE? You trying to do this? Like, man, like what? Carl flipping and stuff off the top rope. Now some of them was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know like my friend group that I keep
Mm-hmm.
that is still with me.
Mm-hmm.
They was always cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that I had to drop, because I was pro wrestling, like it just really made me like, if I keep these in here, like, because I was supposed to wrestle as soon as I got out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
But I told a bunch of people, hey, yo, I'm going to think about pro wrestling. And it set me back over a year and some change because they put all that doubt in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, maybe they right. Maybe I should just, do this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing all kind of things that was making me unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, I know I'm not going to be making a lot of money doing pro wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it so much that I'm willing to give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I think I'm doing pretty well for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot of emotional damage for me to even attempt it, because I was going through a lot with my people and stuff like that. But I told myself after Mother's Day, I'm gonna go out, give out my $300 to train that day, and ever since then, I've been living my best life.
Just to train one day, or was it like a session, or like
Yeah, it was a
like a period of time?
yeah. You give out 300 just to start, and then it's like a monthly period until you reach 1,500.
Yeah, you weren't even making shit whenever you first started, right?
So like
I
that
wasn't
just
making
that just goes to show, and like shout out to you.
Yeah.
I went to your event this past Saturday.
Yeah.
That was live. I have even like I didn't know how graphic that stuff is until now, and like you just got to go to one of those events and watch it, because boy, you put on a show. That was live, and they're nice venues. It's a good event. Like the turnout was nice, and on top of that, like it was worth more than what we paid for sure. So that was, and like I can tell you right now, I know you're gonna go far just because the way you present yourself out there, the way you do it, it's you look good out there, and especially compared to some of the other people that came out there too, you looked very good. You knew what you were doing, and at the same time you performed very well. And so I just want to let you know, bro. Like I already respected you for it, but like I want to add like 10 times more respect after going to that event and the performance that you put on out there. It was awesome to see that.
Appreciate it.
Because I like the wrestling thing is like, I feel like your character has to do with like how you, I guess how like people, if like they're attracted to you or not.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah,
I remember I looked on your snap and I saw some dude on the ropes like blowing kisses and shit.
Oh yeah, that fool was something else. But like,
cause like I could tell like, oh yeah, he's like probably big just based on doing that goofy shit.
And like, and I've never been into wrestling. I've never been like a big WWE fan or anything, but I'm definitely gonna go to another one. Like I already told you, like the next one that I want to try to go to. So like, it's just based off of the performance that you put on, and like I had a good time. I want to go and see it again. So like, it's just it's I don't even know, like, but now I have a new light in wrestling. I'm still not gonna go out of my way to watch WWE.
I know what you mean.
But I will definitely go out and support you, and I'm gonna enjoy it too. Like it's not like I'm like,
So,
I'm gonna go out of my way to
based
go
off
do this.
your experience with the wrestling thing, like, are you like more liked or hate with your
I'm
character?
a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like it's more better to be hated than liked?
It's easy. It's easier to be hated because you can walk in a room and be like, fuck everybody, and see what happens.
That's
you know
what-
what I mean?
I felt
like being
weird because
hated-
I was cheering for you and everybody else was booing. I was like,
That's what I heard. I was like, I heard you cheering. I heard boos. I was
Everybody
like,
was
bro,
mad as hell.
why does everybody hate this nigga?
I was like, damn, am I doing the wrong?
Nah, but it's so easy. It's harder in my experience to be liked because you gotta continuously be liked.
But
But it's so easy to be hated. You know?
no, the hate. I feel like because like you say, you just walk in the room and just say, yeah, fuck everybody in here. That's gonna put everybody's eyes on you and make everybody hate you because they want like say like somebody that they like to the supreme, to the max, like John Cena versus like somebody like everybody in WWE hates.
Yeah.
That for like a period of time. like Brock Lesnar or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like people hated Brock Lesnar, and John Cena. They wanted John Cena to beat him, and I forgot how long it took. It took like him probably a couple fights to beat him, or so, or whatever. But Brock Lesnar, like, he was big because of that hate that he was receiving.
Oh yeah, that's how wrestling works. People want to see the bad guy get his ass kicked so damn bad
Because that's
that we crave for
it's
it.
better for like the company.
That's how it works.
Because like if the company that has it to where this dude is winning like all his matches, just to set up that big event to where like I guess the hero comes in and then beats him is like they can get a lot of revenue just based off that.
It's the peak, and then they're gonna get more people like, oh shit, this is kind of live. Yeah,
It's comic book shit.
yeah.
You always have a bad guy whooping everybody ass until you have that hero that goes through the adversity, finally fights the villain, kind of getting his ass kicked. You want to see him come and win. He's finally fighting back, and then eventually, boom, beats the villain. That's how it works. That's how I think it works. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm still green in this bitch.
Yeah, you got it, but you're putting your time into it, and then you grow from there. But it was cool that you were opening too. That was live. That was the whole thing was live. And then I was scared. I was like, shoot, because I didn't know what time. I didn't know if like it said first bell, so I was like, at first I was thinking that's whenever it ended. I was like, am I coming too late?
Yeah.
Like I came at the perfect time. It was perfect. Like literally as soon as we got there, they literally started. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. That was live.
Yeah, they had a pre-show too, a pre-show match. It was pretty good, and then they had the title match, and then they had my match. So it was pretty good. My match went pretty well. The dude I was wrestling, that was a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he was pretty big.
Yeah, I saw him walk in. I was like, God damn, I gotta wrestle this motherfucker. I was like, all right, how am I gonna move him around?
Y'all improv do it, or do you like y'all play?
That's what I was for the ask. Do y'all like playing this shit?
Speak
or?
on that.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood. But I was
Speak
like,
on that.
yo.
I mean, I guess I can. I mean, like, everybody knows the wrestling business like that. We kind of talk here and there, what I want to do, what you want to do, here and there. But at the end of the day, those bumps and those...
That's...
Nah, because I saw this dude, you were on his back, and then he flipped you on his knee.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk.
There is no faking
like,
that, bro. And that's why I was one point, I was like, no. That was scary.
We called that the finish. I was like, oh, okay. He said, I'm gonna flip you. I'm gonna give you a backbreaker. I said, all right. So when he flipped me, I said, oh shit. And I was like, boom. So he did it. I said, oh god.
Ain't no nigga breaking my back.
God, dog.
I lied to you not. I couldn't walk for the next day and a half. Like I was like,
I saw you walking away. I was like, oh my gosh.
it hurt. It hurt. Like granted, I guess after like Sunday I was okay. I had to wrestle a match on Sunday too. And then Monday happened, but that Tuesday when I guess all my adrenaline just came down and I'm just feeling it in my back, everything was hurting in my back. I couldn't walk. And I still had to go to work. And now it's good now. I mean, it took about a couple days, but you know, it is what it is.
You put that work in.
But having an injury going to work sucks.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Because I had a shoulder impingement for like the past week.
Oh my god.
And it just got healed today.
From what?
I think it was from unloading the truck.
Man, you should have. What? You should have. What, bro? Workers, calm. Bro, come on, man.
Man, I don't know. I just don't know. It's either that or I've done something else.
No, hey, for real. Yeah, but yeah, you can't play around with those jobs and how they treat you, man. Yeah. Next time. Yeah. But what's it called again? I'm gonna cut this part out, bro. Next time that shit happens, fucking go straight to HR. Fuck that, bro. You need to get your money, get your therapy, get your massages and your therapy.
No, but it was bad. Like I couldn't like my arm like because like now I could like do this. Before I could just go like right here.
Nah, bro. You can't even do
even
anything.
When I would go to sleep, I couldn't even go to sleep for like a few hours either.
Bro, that's not good. You gotta have them compensate for that. Nah, that's not it.
You don't mind if I shout out 3 people?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Man, there's 3 people that supported me
Mm-hmm.
through wrestling throughout my entire like wrestling career.
Mm-hmm.
That are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, my family always support me, but 3 people. That's Sebastian Hurtado. Every time I'm doing like a wrestling post, he usually like comments on it, and he always be like, "Bro, get that shit, bro. You going to WWE? I got faith in you." Type shit. He said, "I want to see you on TV, bro." So shout out to Sebastian Hurtado, Lee Jackson. He's also super supportive. Been to one of my shows. Him and Isaac, they was supporting, and Daniel Desir, super supportive. He was actually doing some of my camera work
For real?
for doing pictures, and granted, we almost went to prison.
Wait,
For what?
you have to tell that story.
I'll go to that story later.
Okay,
but,
okay.
It's nothing crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but he's helped me making pictures,
Mhm.
doing videos.
Mhm.
He's been super supportive, and I just want to let them know 100% respect you guys. Thank y'all so much for believing in me and all that good shit.
That's awesome. I mean, and like there, even though like I said, like don't go to people who are close to you. There are gonna be the people that like your true friends,
Mhm.
people that are close to you that really do want to see you do well, and like those are the people that you got to keep around.
Mhm.
And like whenever they're veering off their path, or they're like you see something going on in their life, you got to be there for them too.
Mhm.
You got to like try to make sure they do what they need to do. But at the same time, sometimes those people will veer off a little too much, and you got to separate them because that happens to like a lot of. But I'm not gonna get in the mess of that. But yeah, like people like that, bro, you got to keep close for a long time because like they're the people who push you past that lump, that obstacle to do what you want to do. They're the ones that keep you motivated. Sometimes it'll be the times whenever you're really down and you don't want to do this. You're doubting yourself, and they say something to.
Mhm.
You know, I'm gonna go and give this another try. I'm gonna go and do this for another week, and next thing you know, you keeping it going. So those people who are close to you that want to see you do well,
Yeah.
do it for them in a way too. Like make that part of your what's the word? I don't even know. Just make sure you don't forget the people that really were there for you, because it's gonna be a small group, and you got to make sure you always support them too.
Of course.
And it doesn't have to be through things. It could just be through moral support.
Mhm.
Keep checking in on them and stuff like that. Yeah. I want to talk about something else with Ukraine. Like, I know.
How do you feel about? I think the Biden he's not allowing people who are 18 and older to come to the U.S.
Wait, what?
He's
Like he's not allowing adults to come to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean, Ukrainians?
Yeah,
I don't know
apparently
why.
they can't come to the U.S. for some reason.
Is that like you fact check that one before we like say on it, because
Well,
that's weird. Or you mean Russians or Ukrainians?
It's probably Ukrainians.
I know well actually because Russia can't go nowhere. Nobody in Russia can go anywhere. I don't know about Russians though, like in general.
God damn. That's happening?
Oh yeah, bro. They like whenever they sanction them, it wasn't just like money and stuff. Like they're doing it like for, like, all of NATO's not allowing any type of Russian flights in or out. They won't allow any Russians in their airspace either. Like it's like locked down. That's why Russia, bro, they're getting hit hard. Like their stock market is tanking like a bitch. Like they went down 40%. Like their economy's going to shit right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of a baby to this,
Mhm.
so like I just be mostly listening, giving out my outside
No,
information.
I don't have the best information on it too. I'm just going off of my opinion and what I've been seeing or
Mhm.
hearing. But like, I've been watching that shit every day, bro.
Yeah.
I even go on Reddit and see what they're like, what's going down for real, like the things that they're not gonna put on media.
Yeah.
That shit's bad. Like that shit is bad. Like they're dropping bombs like late in the morning, like or early in the morning, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Like after this, I'm gonna show you some videos that I saw from yesterday of them, like some bombs that they dropped, and I'm sure they're doing some other shit right now. But like it's, and at the same time, another thing that I don't like, is the way, because I'm not gonna say all Ukrainians and stuff like that, but you know how there's racism, there's racism pretty much everywhere, and the way the Africans that are there are being treated, and people of color, they're not even like, so like, to get out, like one of the main ways to get out of the country right now are through the train stations. They're not allowing the black people to get on the trains, and like even walking out of the country, they're not allowing the Africans to walk out the country at the checkpoints, at the borders. They're literally stopping them. Like you can go look up the videos. Like they're like holding them back. They're letting all the other ethnicities or colors through, but they'll point the other colors through, but they'll stop all the black people.
That shit wild.
So, the officials, they need to address that. They need to get that taken care of Ukraine. They need to take care of all the people who want to get out of there too. They can't just get it down to their people and their people only, or a certain color and a certain color only. That's not right. I'm not saying that's all people, but their people of power need to get that under control. Because they got what's going on in Ukraine is fucked up. It needs to stop. But y'all can't be treating people wrong too at the same time. Like
that shit wild.
Yeah, it's wild as hell.
Well, somebody put 1 million bounty on Putin's head.
Oh, they ain't gonna touch him. $1 million ain't nothing, especially with the people protecting him. They getting paid bro. They're not gonna be able to touch Putin. You know how many people would pay to get the president killed? So like, it's not. Trust me, it's not as easy as you say.
You say that, but it's everybody bands together.
Who? So 30 people.
Oh, you talk. Lily.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Lily. Say if somebody told us, right, 10 million to go get Biden. 10 million
for you to go get Biden.
It's not just one person. It's anybody can do it. He said if somebody does this, if somebody just
how you gonna get past security?
Him.
How you gonna get past security?
I'm just saying anybody can do this.
That's
anyone.
Not,
if anything, somebody could be like, oh yeah, somebody could like have a set plan to where you could be like, look,
you gotta.
I would get this group.
Bounties like that are already in place for the Russian. Okay, so United States, Russia, and China are the superpowers of the world. There's no question about it. These three countries are the superpowers of the world. When it comes down to the president of the United States, that's like the most powerful man in the world. When it comes down to Putin, that's one of the most powerful men in the world. When it comes down to China, I don't know who it is. He's one of the most powerful men in the world. They automatically, off the bat, got bounties on their head from day one, from who knows where. That's why they're so well protected. It's not gonna happen for $1 million. Look, that's like okay.
I was playing like devil's advocate because like obviously it's not gonna happen. Even if they do get away with it, I mean, like even if like they do end up like killing them, they're not gonna get away with it. Obviously,
no. So like that's an insult.
Like they're dead immediately.
That's what I'm
saying.
As
this shit happens.
It's an insult to say, oh, we got a $1 million bounty on Putin. Okay, $1 million. I better get $1 billion for my people behind me because after this I'm dead. Like that's not happening. Like that's not a one person job to kill Putin.
It's probably $1 million on a bounty on a cartel member.
Exactly. Like that's where that number goes into play for this. And then a real bounty hunter will be able to go over after somebody like that. But
let me keep cartel name out my mouth.
Yeah, bro. We should be keeping your boy's name out of our mouth. But to an elected an official of a superpower country, $1 million, that's an insult. That's like that. Even saying the governor of Texas, that's an insult to put that number on somebody. Yeah. So you want me to? So that's like saying you want me to die for $1 million, basically. No, it's or put my life in jail for $1 million. No, it makes no sense. Whoever put that post up there,
Funny.
yeah, they're a funny guy. They got clicked. I don't know, but yeah, that's not happening. Oh man, I
Oh yeah, I heard Elon Musk. What was that thing he said for
for Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it's called Starlink. It's basically they got he's you know how he got
With that space shit?
Yeah, he's got stuff in space basically,
Mhm.
and it's like a satellite that's putting internet to wherever in the world. You can be in Alaska and you get the Starlink system. You'll have internet. You can be in the dead ass woods as long as you got your little Starlink shit. You're gonna have some connection. But yeah, he basically sent over one of the Ukrainian officials or somebody important in Ukraine said called out Elon for not having not really helping out the whole Ukraine situation. I guess he hadn't said anything, and that's what happens whenever you become big. People are gonna start looking to you for like, hey, what you gonna do? And so he basically said something about like, hey, you're doing this, trying to go to space, all this other shit. It was all tweets. How about you help out Ukraine or some shit like that?
Yeah, that's what I saw some dude.
And then Elon, I real quick responded. He said sending Starlink something to y'all now. And then the same dude sent a picture of like a truck with like all these little server things for Starlink. He said, hey, he shouted out Elon for helping out. But like shit like that, I like to see. That's pretty cool that he was able to do that because right now Russia's bombing everything. They bombed one of their largest what's it called again? News network. They're basically one of their biggest antenna things, and it basically sends out like connection for most of Ukraine. Damn. Or like a large portion. Once they bombed that, a lot of people lost internet and
the aim is precise,
bro. It's fucked up what's going on over there. That's all I'm saying. Like
we can only imagine.
I've never. Because we see World War II movies, stuff on Vietnam, but that's all in our past. But like we're actually seeing this shit in live action. Like I'm seeing it this like within 5 minutes of this happening on Reddit.
I've seen people with body cams with dead bodies around them and shit like that.
Yes,
oh,
that stuff is
my
crazy.
fault. It wasn't Biden.
What happened?
It was this nigga who banned
males aged from 18. Oh, okay. So that's for the draft. That's not. Because I think they're basically having people in their country fight for. They gotta fight for their country. I mean, at that point, when it comes down to that, like, what you gonna do? Like, if it really came down to somebody coming in the United States and like really fucking shit up, I'm gonna have to fight for my country. I'm not gonna just, even as fucked up as things are over here too. I would die for this country if we were literally getting invaded.
I mean, I ain't trying to be no Russia. America is a whole lot better than
At the end of the day, okay, so if they're coming in your country, at the end of the day, they're gonna get to you somehow. They're gonna fuck up your way of living. You're gonna live under a communist, basically, state.
Yeah.
So you gotta think in the long run.
I'm not gonna go out.
I'm not going out of my way to go fight for another country. Like, but if they're on my doorstep over here, like, and shit's popping off. Anything can happen. We're in Houston, Texas.
If anything, they would probably attack from the sky first, and then probably proceed.
What I'm saying is, we're a huge target alone. Being in Houston, right there next to what's it called again, the Gulf in Galveston, Pasadena, and all that.
With all the oil and stuff.
Yes. So if y'all want to talk about nukes. And then Russia. Here's another thing. Russia has
Baytown. Oh my god.
Russia
has
all
those chemical plants and shit.
Yep.
Bro, Russia has 500 submarines, and right now they don't know where any of them are. And so a good portion of these submarines are nuclear capable. Oof. So we just got to think about.
That's it. Like they be testing shits out in the water too, and them bombs are big. They do damage.
We did. Like
damage.
So I mean. You gotta. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna let them just come up in the country, and I'm not gonna fight. That's like saying, oh, like Big Tony's in the room. You gonna let him put it in your booty? You gonna at least try to fight him. What you gonna do?
How we get?
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. Like I'm just saying, right here situation.
All right, you gonna have
Why
to
is Tony trying to get it?
wait. You gonna have to replay that one. Oh.
Big Tony's in the room. He said, "Hey, bro, get butt naked."
No.
You gonna get butt naked for him, or you gonna fight him to the death?
What if this nigga's like, oh yeah, I like it when they fight? Like what?
Okay.
Then?
I'm gonna pick something up and try to kill him.
Alright,
You
we ain't about
gotta
to-
you gotta have that mindset
Hell
of if
nah.
somebody's coming in my home, I'm gonna fight for my home. At the end of the day, I'm not about to
Right.
just let them take it from me, or at least me personally. I'm gonna die before I let somebody have what's mine. I'm gonna die before somebody spit in my face or something like that.
Oh no.
Y'all know I'm crazy.
Nah, shit.
I'm just saying,
Nah,
like,
dude, you know I'm crazy too, bro.
yeah, but we can't. I'm saying that, and that's what all of us as Americans, we need to have the mindset of because I see a lot of people talking about, oh, I'm not trying to get drafted. I'm scared to get this, that, and the other. Which I'm not trying to get drafted too. I'm not trying to fight no other war. But at the same time,
If it comes down to we have to put up.
yeah,
pull up.
I'll grab a gun for fighting.
I'm not fighting for the U.S. I'm only fighting for
Your family.
my
for your
people.
family. I mean, and that's something to fight for
Yeah.
at least. I got you. But now going to Iraq to fight for some oil, I ain't doing that shit.
Hell no.
That's some bullshit.
This whole shit's over some oil.
Bro, wait, what?
Is
So,
that
like-
what this whole thing's over? I thought they were just fighting for territory.
Oh well, no, I'm talking about Iraq. Like you know, our whole
We was bombing them, not bombing them, but we was really fucking them up at one point. Iraq.
bro. That's why the older I get, even things like, should I even speak on 9/11?
You can.
I don't know. I think
You feel like
it's.
it's too
It's
insensitive.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
I mean, people
Sensitive.
died, yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if that was
You think it's an
then.
inside job?
I'm just saying, like, it might have been a reason to go. Oh, now we can go suit up and go claim our territory over there, fight for our.
Bro, I feel like people been saying that for years though. That it was
Bro.
an inside plan.
I used to think that was bullshit because no, U.S. would never do such a thing. No, never.
But like once you get older and try to like understand the shit, it's like yeah, I can see.
There's
I can
politics.
see-
There's politics behind everything,
Yeah.
bro. It's crazy. So it's like,
It's shit. Like information about that shit comes out like once every few minutes.
I mean, I don't remember nothing. Like everybody thinks this is a conspiracy that we even went to the moon. Like if
I'm
you
not
wasn't
gonna
there,
lie.
you wasn't there.
yeah,
Like,
that's true.
That's why I was like, I wasn't there. So
I still feel like the moon.
niggas like, man, them niggas been in Hollywood.
Yeah, bro. That's all I be hearing. Is like,
I'd be like, bro, I was like, yo, I ain't gonna sit here and count. I was not there.
mm-hmm.
Granted, we was fighting Russia again, trying to figure out who can get to the moon faster.
Yes.
And we got to the moon faster.
Race to space.
And everybody was like, you know, man, nigga, they was in the L.A. shooting that shit. I was like, man.
I don't know, cause it was that conspiracy because like we haven't been back since that happened.
I think one of the things I heard was like the technology that we use was like we can't use again or something like that, and that's why we can't get to the moon.
I don't know. It doesn't
Some
make
some
sense to
BS.
me.
I don't know.
That don't make sense.
So,
at all.
but at the same time, like you said, we weren't there, so we won't really know.
Until
I just
we
know now we got so much more on our fingertips that we can see.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know. When I was young, I always thought the moon was made of cheese. Some shit. Cause it looks like those big
ass block of
block
cheese?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That cheese it?
yeah, Cheez-Its sound good right now. I ain't gonna lie, I want some Cheez-Its. But you know what? Let's go and wrap things up.
Hell yeah.
Let's call it again. That was episode 7. We're speaking on, or I just want to pray for Ukraine. Hopefully things get better. I'm not trying to get into World War III. Hopefully Russia chills out. And congratulations, or not congratulations, but I just want to put out more respect on you again for
Appreciate it,
wrestling.
bro. Anytime.
You put out, don't you have an event March 19th, right?
March 19th, I go in Baycliff,
Mm-hmm.
going against Adon Vega. Bro, somebody made a video talking about it's gonna be no match against me with me against Adon Vega. I was like, bro, y'all boys tripping.
You have to show them up.
Gotta show him up. He said no match. I was like, okay, bet. No match, all right.
Go out there, show my boy some love. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up episode 7. and we'll be back next week, same time. Peace.